In this video, I show you how to fix the audio system that every Ford and Lincoln car with the T.H.X system has with their fucking amplifier, and it pisses me off. I use this shit, don't use this shit, use actual thermal padding for PCs. This is just cheap shit from Walmart. There's that, if that's all you had. So yeah, watch till the end. To get to your amplifier, it is behind this subwoofer, which you've got to remove that cover. It just lifts up to get to your spare tire well area. You'll move that. We're going to move that bucket of shit, and then we're going to move this branding it says on it. Anyways, and you're going to remove your seat belt, which is connected down here by one of these. After you do all that, you grab your plastic panel right about there. You're just going to start yanking at her from different angles. Remember, there is pins here. Unless you have a plastic pin puller, which looks like a Y, to get underneath those and pull those, don't worry about it. Don't forget to pull this bit. Fuck. I didn't want to have to undo all this shit already. Pull that bit out. It's all plastic. Don't be gentle. Fucking rip her out. It'll do it. Kind of pop these pins. When I say pop, I don't mean shoot it. I mean you're going to pull somewhat aggressively with them. Kind of just so. Now you're gonna lift up to undo those bottom ones, and you have to go back around to the other side to finish popping them, which that comes down here to this kick panel. You're just gonna reach under. You're gonna pull that bitch out. You're gonna reach right about where the seatbelt place was. You're gonna fucking pull up and pull out. Something daddy should have done, and then boom, it's off. You're gonna throw it off to the side and then start disassembling your amplifier, which is 3 bolts. Uno, dos, and tres. This should come out. Make sure to unplug it right there, and then you can pull your amplifier with 4 bolts that are on all 4 corners. Exactly in the amplifier goes out. Well, a lot of people say it's these grounding copper plates that ground onto these little loops, and people say, oh, knock the loops back or put electrical tape there. Don't do that. I don't want to say it's bad for it, but it ain't good for it neither. You very carefully flip it over. Now, I'm not quite sure what 90% of this is. I know some of it's resistors and computers, but these touch these thermal pads, and if these thermal pads get so worn down to where there's no squish to them, then it does not like to ground out, and that's what causes only your center speaker to play, as you can see. Alright, so what we're gonna have to do is replace this stamped down foam, which is like metal on metal practically, with foam that you can buy at Walmart. I suggest using actual thermal foam, but if you can't get that right at the moment because it's, you know, 9 in the morning, not even, it's like 4 at night, then yeah, this should work. I hit it with a lighter and it really didn't do shit, so I'm sure it'll work just fine. You're gonna find yourself a razor or something really sharp, take all this off, and then you're gonna hit it with a little bit of sandpaper to get whatever residue is off. This is cast, so it doesn't give a fuck whether or not you sand on it. It's really not gonna make a difference. Only thing it's gonna do is help the new adhesive stick and give it a clean area to stick to. Alright, now that you got that all off, what you're gonna do is line this up. You know, get your little pieces ready. I'm gonna show you a little trick to lining it up. Besides, this is about the right length. What you're gonna do is you're gonna fold it right there. I wish I brought my tripod over here. And you're gonna take a semi-sharp object and you're gonna kind of scar it, kind of like that. What I did with my nail, get a rough area going. And you can come back with scissors and just chip at it. Obviously, doing this one-handed, it's not going to be the most perfect, but you can do that with all four sides when doing these little square slots. So yeah. All right. Now that we got this done, we're going to take our amplifier internals. We're going to very carefully drop her into place. You kind of see it does that. That's, I believe, good. Not 100% sure or quite remember. Now, if I do remember correctly, when we put this on, has a little bit of wobble, which means it's touching the board through these, and it's kind of pressing onto this. I'm going to put our screws in. Remember to do these by hand. Hey, shut the fuck up. Artie? Ooh, shut up. Now, we're going to reinstall it. I'll show you how. Same as taking it apart, just backwards. Alright. Gonna start off by taking your 5/16 and two of your bolts. You can put one in your mouth, one on your 5/16. Rip. These don't need to be tight yet. Putting them up here to make sure the it. Where's it going? What in the hell? Ugh. Yeah, right there. Stay. For some reason I thought it had to go in that hole. Remember to do this by hand, as to not risk cross-threading. Now, after you get them all started, you can either use your power tool or regular tool and just give it like 1 or 2 tugs. Remember, these bolts are very small, and I'm using a small handheld Craftsman impact, so keep that in mind when I talk about ugga-duggas. It's not, you know, that you'd get from a regular one. Plug our connections back in. Okay. I should have put that one off to the side. Now you're going to grab your subwoofer. Then right there, that little flange needs to go into, I believe, right there for it to hang. Or sorry, not right there. Right there. Oh, you can't see what I'm looking at. What a shame. Right there. You kind of hook her in there, and then it should just free sit until you can get your bolts in. Once again, hand start everything. I'm a shade tree mechanic, but at least I know how to do that. Or know to do that. I don't know how. Come on. That one's in. Alright. So there's one up there, one right there, one back down there. Now, by the way, these are all, I believe 10 mil, yeah, 10 mils. 10 mil sockets. Move it back here. And kind of carefully scooch her down in there. Just get it hand started, and then you can swap over to your trusty tool. Alright, now your subwoofer's in. You're going to hop your fat ass out. God, that's a mess, looking like that. Okay. Then you're going to pop that back in. Just, how would I set this? Okay. I should just be holding this by hand, but I know you really can't see shit, but I'm going to get this in place before I talk about how it goes in. Helps to open up your passenger doors and guide her back down into the passenger area, or passenger kickboard area where the seatbelt bolts up. Make sure when you're putting these back in that the rubber goes on the outside of the plastic. That is keeping it weather proof. It is plastic after all, so you just smack her into place, but remember to put your pins back into your holes before you smack everything down, otherwise you're gonna have to undo it all. Just gonna that. Oh, that did that. Kind of get her headed in the right direction. There you go. And depending on how many times you've already done this, it should just kind of pop in. Here's that weather stripping I was telling you about. Gonna lift that up and slide that underneath. Kind of show you that now. Helps to have a flathead. You're gonna put your flathead right here and get it started and going under. Helps to have this kind of seated in place when you start. Make sure your clips are headed in the right direction too. Remember not to fight it too much, just kind of twist and go. You're not trying to cut the weather stripping, you're just trying to move it out the way. Okay, now that you got that done all the way around, you can put your screwy thing in right yonder. Don't go too tight, otherwise you'll crack it like I did. I know it's tight from factory, but it doesn't hurt to, you know, use some tight. Luggage compartment back in. Folks, shade tree shit after all. Now you got your luggage compartment somewhat in place. You can take all your tools out and move that back on top, and then you're pretty much done. Besides your trim pieces, but you know the drill. Make sure the weathering's on the right side, and then you're good. And as you can see, it now works. I'm gonna drive around for a bit, make sure it stays on, and if it does, this video will get posted. If not, I'm gonna shoot myself. But yeah, thanks for watching another episode of the Shade Tree Mechanic, and subscribe for when this piece of shit breaks down again and I have to film it. Goodbye.